Welcome to the Model 3, Lecture 9 of your antenna and wave propagation. In this section, we are going to study the different types of antennas and the types of antennas used for different frequencies are for very low frequency, mid frequency and high frequency. Loop antenna is used. Along with the loop antenna, some other antennas are used, but for your syllabus you have only the loop antenna. Whereas for the frequencies, very high frequency, ultra high frequency and super high frequencies, the following antennas are used, that is folded dipole, Yagi-Uda, helical, horn antenna, parabolic reflector, lens antenna. Okay, we'll take one by one. Loop antenna. The name itself indicates is nothing but a radiating coil of any shape with one or more turns carrying RF current. Different shapes of the loop antennas are, it may be a square antenna, rectangular antenna, rhombic antenna, triangular antenna or the circular antenna. And this symbol shows the feeder where you can use it as a transmitter as well as a receiver. Basically, loop antennas are used to find the direction of the transmitter. Okay. If this consists of more than one turn, it's called as a frame. This is a one turn. If there are multiple turns are there, then it is called as a frame. The dimensions of the loop are very small compared to the lambda. Dimension means the area. Area of the loop is very small compared to the wavelength used. What is wavelength? Wavelength is a frequency. Frequency is one among these two. And current in the loop has same magnitude and phase throughout the loop. Everywhere the magnitude and this one is same. Means if I connect a emitter here, its magnitude is same and phase is same. Here also if I connect a emitter, its magnitude and phase are same. Here I will show the two antennas. One is with different shapes. Here if I consider this one, there are horizontal path and vertical lines and horizontal lines. Horizontal line acts as a horizontal antenna and vertical lines acts as a vertical antenna. If I consider a square loop, and if I place it on this paper and the EM wave is coming out of the paper, normally this is a notation used. If this is the arrow, this front end is denoted with the dot and the back end is denoted with the cross. The dot indicates that the EM waves are coming out of the paper. In the same place, if I show it as a cross, then the EM waves are entering into the paper. So here the EM wave is coming out of the paper and that is vertically polarized. For a vertically polarized wave, vertically polarized means the E wave is vertical. Okay. For vertically polarized wave, the induced EMF in this vertical path or vertical arm are same. If this is E1, this is E2, but both are in opposite in direction. And in the horizontal antenna, due to the vertical polarized wave, the current induced gets cancelled. In this case also, the current gets cancelled because they are induced in the opposite direction. Okay. The same thing is repeated here. Now, in order to, when everything is zero, then there is no use of this one. What I will do, I will I will tilt this square by 90 degrees and the EM waves are coming in the same direction. Consider a loop is rotated by 90 degrees such that the plane of the loop aligns with the direction of the incoming wave. If this is the incoming wave, this is not exactly perpendicular to the incoming wave. There is some tilt is there. Because of that, the induced EMF will be different, because this is at a far away distance than this one. Okay, the distance of this 1 and 4 arm and the 2 and the 3 arm are different. But since this loop is placed far away from the transmitting antenna, the magnitudes induced in the current magnitudes induced in the arm 1, 4 and 2, 3 are same, but the phase is different. So as a result, the net field will be E1 minus E2. One more thing is this, the radiating pattern is same irrespective of the shape. We have shown the different shapes here. For any shape, the pattern remains the same. Then I consider a small loop. A circle is a loop with radius r. I will replace this by a square loop with the same area. The area of this one and the area of this one is same. And the radius r is very small compared to this lambda. This is called as a small loop or the short loop antennas. If you see the area of this one is pi r square and area of this one is d square, then the area of both the shapes are pi r square equal to d square. This is for our explanation. Now I will place this antenna on the paper in the xy plane and try to find what is the E phi. E phi, that is the phi direction, another is the theta direction, and this one is h theta, and this is a loop antenna. Okay. The far field of the square loop will have the E phi component and the h theta component. To obtain the far field pattern, consider the sides 1 and 4 and the 2 and the 3. Current induced in the arm 1, 2 and the 3, 4 are 0 because of the vertically polarized wave. Okay. And what is the field pattern? In the xy direction, it will be a shape of 8, and in the yz direction, the shape will be a circle. That is a field pattern. Next. So here the arm 1, 4 acts as a one antenna, 2, 3 acts as a one antenna. I call it as a point source. Side 1, 4 and the 2, 4 are behaving like a isotropic point source in YZ plane, as both are radiating uniformly in all directions. And if E phi, that is the total field at a far distance, P is field due to the dipole 1, 4 or isotropic source, and field due to the dipole 2, 3. I call it as a E phi 1 and the E phi 2. This is a dipole due to the 2, 3 arm. This is a dipole due to the 1, 4 arm. Point source I have considered. And this is the path difference. That is, if I call it as a D, here I have not shown the dimension. The dimension of this one is D, I have shown here. This is also D, this is also D. So the distance between 1, 4 and the 2, 3 is D. This is a one point source, this is another point source. So this is D, and this is the path difference. Is given by D cos 90 minus theta, because theta is measured with respect to the Z axis. Then what is phase angle? Phase angle is given by 2 pi into path difference, 2 pi by lambda into D cos 90 minus theta, or 2 pi by lambda D sin theta, or beta into D sin theta, because 2 pi by lambda we call it as a beta. Then the field due to the antenna 1, 4 is minus E naught e to the power of j phi by 2, and E phi 2 is E naught e to the power of minus j phi by 2. The magnitude is same, but they are opposite in phase, and this negative sign is because current are in the opposite direction, not in the same direction. Then total field will be the magnitude of this one plus this one. If I add these two, you will get j2 E naught sin phi by 2. So intermediate steps you have to solve it out. Then this is given by 5 by 5. I will replace it by the 2 pi by lambda into d2 as it is sin theta. This simplification, and this is also simplification, because sine of this pi d by lambda into sin theta, since d is very small compared to the lambda, pi d by lambda will be very small. As a result, this whole quantity will be sin theta. Okay, so since this acts as a current element, a single line, due to this current element, its value is given by E naught is given by this one, j 60 pi I into L. L is the length, divided by R into lambda. What is R? R is the distance from this point to this point. L is the length of the wire. R is the far field distance from the antenna to the point. This antenna to the point is the R. This is directly I have taken. If I substitute equation 2 in 1, this results into the E phi, that is 120 pi square I into A divided by R into lambda square, where A equal to D square, that is the area of the loop. And to find the H theta, E phi by S theta is given by neta naught. For the free space, it is 120 pi. As a result, H theta equal to E theta by neta naught. This results into pi into I. I is the current, area, sin theta by R lambda square. I is called as a retarded current. Okay. So in the examples, we may ask to find what is E phi and the S theta given current, area, lambda and other things. Okay. And what is the radiation pattern of the loop antenna? Is somewhat is written as a C lambda into sin theta is this axis, and J1 C lambda sin theta is a vertical axis. What is C lambda? It is 2 pi by A into A. A is the radius of the loop, and J1 is a Bessel function. So this will be given by this kind of radiation pattern. But we are familiar with this type of pattern. I will show that one also. So this C lambda is also, if I rearrange this one, this will be pi into 2A by A. 2 pi A is the circumference, this lambda as it is. If the diameter of the loop is lambda, then the field pattern will be something like this butterfly. If diameter is lambda by 10, then it will be something like a figure of 8. Those are the dimensions. And one more important factor is the radiation resistance. That is, for the R is very smaller than lambda. That is, we call it as a short loop. It is given by, directly you can use, there is no need to derive this one, 3200 into A divided by lambda square into N. N is the number of turns. If it is 1, then this will be 1. So where A is the area of the loop, N is the number of turns. You can rewrite this as 197 into C by lambda, where C is the circumference. And next, for any radius irrespective of the lambda, radiation resistance is given by 60 pi square C divided by lambda ohms. Then in continuation of this one, you have to carry out this assignment, solve the problems, list applications of the loop antenna. One application is finding the direction of the transmitter. So similarly, we will find other applications. List salient features of the loop antenna. So these three things you have to do it for the all types of the antennas. Okay. So as and when we will come across the different antennas. So these are the assignments for you. So this is the end of lecture 9.